Welcome back, fellow explorers, travelers, warriors, machine beings, and other assorted entities. On this channel, I discuss the factions that design and build the worlds we explore in our games, movies, and stories. If you want to see more of that, hit subscribe. Today, we're doing a bit of a deep dive into something that no traveler or anomaly can do without. We're going to talk about the multi-tool, its various uses and incarnations. As a warning, this video contains spoilers for the story of No Man's Sky. Alright, let's get into it. Your eyes flutter open. Red light fills your vision, blinking on and off from inside your visor. You don't know where you are. You look around. Systems inside your suit are slowly coming back online. Smoke rises in a black plume from the wreckage of your vessel nearby. You smell something strange on the air, like electrical discharge mixed with burning metal. Your skin tingles. Another warning light begins to blink, yellow and urgent. Radioactivity detected. Your suit will protect you from the worst of it, but only for so long. You spot a nearby cave, hoping that it will be safe inside. You make for the opening, and there, with your back against the rocks, you breathe a sigh of relief as your radioactive protection begins to settle. Then you hear it, a buzzing not far from where you stand, a shadow passing across the stone. A red light floats through the air. A small orange drone of some kind turns and begins to scan you. It makes a discordant noise, and your body tenses. Whatever it is, it makes it clear that your presence is not wanted here. It begins to buzz and beep angrily. You move your hand down toward your belt, pressing your hand around the grip of your weapon. Its weight is reassuring. You hear the telltale sound of discharge and dodge aside as a bolt of heat and light strike the rock nearby, leaving a smoking hole. You look back up at the thing taking aim for another shot, and time seems to stand still. You both stare, knowing that violence is the only path forward. You pull out your multi-tool and begin to fire. Your suit absorbs some fire, but you're able to put your enemy down before it can do too much damage. It's not over though. In the distance, you hear more beeping. There are others nearby, and they're searching for you. You're going to need more firepower, and quickly. This is your multi-tool, and it, and others you find and make, will serve you well in your coming journey. They're your weapon and your shields. They're the means by which you mine and dig, build, and alter the world around you. You can equip them with scanners and scopes, shields, and a multitude of devices designed to change the ways you can interact with the world around you. You won't get far without one. Even the worst tool will be useful for a time. Your first tool will be the Waveform Focuser N56P, a small weapon with a short range and not much room for upgrades. You'll spend some time adding technology to it and upgrading its abilities. You must to function, but in time, it will no longer serve you, and you'll likely trade it for something with more power. The first property you're likely to notice is the class. The first weapon is Class C, and like with other technology in No Man's Sky, the class affects the size of available bonuses to your weapon stats. The classes range from C at the lowest class to B, A, and S. The bonuses they offer are a percentage of the item's base stat numbers, going from 0 to 10 roughly, sometimes a little higher in C class, over 10 in B class. A-class tools tend to range in the 30s, and S-class anywhere from 0 to 100. The ranges are very different, and can vary significantly by type. The properties these bonuses affect are damage potential, which is the DPS of your highest damage weapon. Scatter Blaster is usually best, we'll discuss the weapons later. Other relevant stats are your mining effectiveness, scan range, and number of tech slots. Tools come in a number of varieties, with more types added with various releases and updates. There are currently 8 types. Each has a different speciality. The pistol class is good for mining, fighting, and scanning. The rifle class is good at dealing damage and has a high number of slots for tech. Alien tools have high scan range and are good for combat. Experimental and royal type tools have the highest scan range. Sentinel tools are best used as weapons. The Atlantid weapons are better for mining, and your voltaic staff has a very high damage bonus, great for combat and scanning. Your tool stats will increase and decrease depending on your installed tech. In fact, what you use each tool for will vary wildly. You'll eventually own several and can optimize their tech for your needs. One of the first things you'll do with your multi-tool is mine. You'll be alone on an alien planet and in need of resources. These resources will be all around you, and you'll have to locate and extract them. Your first equipped piece of technology will be your mining beam. It fires a continuous beam of green light which breaks down anything it touches so that you can collect the minerals or resources that the target's made from. Your mining laser will eventually run out of energy and need to be refueled using carbon-rich minerals or phosphorus. It's also capable of overheating. If this happens, you'll have to let it cool down before continuing to mine. A number of the tech modules you install will upgrade your mining capability. The optical drill will increase the output of resources gathered. There will be large rocks and crystals that you can't mine with just your laser equipped. To get at these, you'll need to install the advanced mining laser. This tool will also benefit all mining operations by increasing the speed at which you mine. The plasma resonator will increase your mining speed and reduce your overheating. The solar ray is used to mine deposits of metal and convert them into liquid sun. This resource has few uses, though it's required for several highly specific missions. Sometimes you'll find yourself in need of making really big holes in things, like really big, and your little mining beam just doesn't do the trick, no matter how much power you have behind it. Enter the geology cannon, a tool that launches explosives. These explosives create huge holes and craters in the ground and blast away obstacles. As a warning, anything living nearby will also take some damage or be disintegrated, depending on your aim. And of course, sometimes you'll want to be a little more precise with your destruction of the land around you, and for that, we have the terrain manipulator. This tool is great for digging holes and sometimes for filling them in. You can also build with it. I covered this tool in more detail in my video on building, which is also in this playlist. Go watch it and see how that works. Another core component of your multi-tool is your analysis visor. Activating this device allows you to scan resource deposits as well as creatures to learn about them. You'll need to use this to locate which things to mine for resources and to tell you which animals you see on the horizon are likely to be nice and which ones will try and bite your head off. The survey device allows your analysis visor to provide more information on the location of hotspots, gas pockets, and tracked mission objectives. And of course, your scanner lets you send out a probing pulse of sound and energy to detect resources, buildings, and other points of interest nearby that may be too far away to see with the naked eye. You can upgrade the range of this device, and will want to. It'll be a lifeline on difficult worlds. Your scanner has a recharge time between scans, and this can be reduced by building the waveform recycler, which also increases your scan radius. These are the machines you'll need to effectively survey your surroundings and extract what you need from them, but sometimes you'll face other challenges, and it's good to be prepared for all eventualities. While you're serenely mining some rocks for ferrite or crystals for cobalt, you'll notice movement nearby, and then you'll remember that the weather and associated environmental conditions are not the only dangers you have to deal with on the surface of a planet. Aggressive animals, angry sentinels, there are surprises around every corner, and while it's a truth often widely acknowledged that the best defense is a good offense, sometimes you really need some regular old defenses. You can upgrade your weapon all you want, but if a Sentinel Titan turns its guns on you and you can't hide or repel the attack, then you'll be turned into dust before your first shot leaves your barrel. You'll hopefully have upgraded your suit's armor and shields by this time, but there are also a number of useful defensive technologies that you can equip to your multi-tool. The most important of these devices is going to be your personal force field, especially if taking cover behind rocks and obstructions seems like a little too much work for you, or you just like walking into a field of enemy fire to deliver your ammunition at close range. The personal force field is a secondary function on your multi-tool, which if active as your secondary function can be activated at any time during combat. The field blocks incoming fire, though it'll disable your weapon while it's active. It also quickly drains your life support power, so you'll want to deploy it in short strategic bursts and have a backup supply of minerals to recharge your suit. Another valuable tool, while engaged in activities frowned upon by nosy sentinels, is the personal cloaking device. This is, like the shield, a secondary multi-tool function and can be installed to quickly provide discreet cover from prying eyes. It renders the user invisible, mostly to sentinels, though oftentimes aggressive animals can smell you out, even if they can't see you. When active, it drains power from the life support system, much like the shield, and is therefore best deployed strategically. While dangerous fauna or entities can be troublesome, it may not always be wise or desirable to blast them to pieces. Or if we do want to blast them to pieces, it'll be much easier if they're standing still. For this, we have the Paralysis Mortar, a weapon that functions at range to stun all entities caught in its blast range. It's useful against both robotic and living targets and comes in very handy when you just want everyone to stand still for a second so you can shoot them. It can hold 20 shots before needing to be recharged. There's also the fishing rig. You can learn this simple technology at the Space Anomaly, and with it, you can head on over to your favorite body of water and relax, catching a few fish to cook up in your nutrient processor. Then of course, there's a tool which is best deployed alongside other weapons to make firing and targeting much easier. This is of course the combat scope. While it is itself used primarily in combat, it's a piece of technology that doesn't cause damage on its own. If you're lucky, your targets will be a long way away, and that's when the scope comes in, allowing you to zoom in and have a close look at what or who you're attempting to kill. Speaking of killing, you're probably by now going to want to learn all about the various weapons you can build and use. You'll need them if you're going to navigate dangerous planets, haunted derelict freighters, territory held by hostile factions, or if you plan to break open facilities guarded by sentinels, which at least once or twice you'll probably have to do. The weapons for the multi-tool all harness its power to project beams of heat and light, and sometimes solid ammunition at a target. Each weapon delivers its payload in a unique way, giving you plenty of options if diplomacy isn't available. The first weapon available to you will likely be the Bolt Caster. This weapon causes your multi-tool to fire supercharged bolts of metal quickly at a target. They're great for fighting low-level sentinels and hungry predators after your precious bones. The Bolt Caster will need to be reloaded with projectile ammunition after a certain number of shots have been fired. The Blaze Javelin requires that you hold down the trigger to charge the beam, but when released, it deals incredible damage to living and robotic targets, and is capable of mining as well. It has a long range, and if deployed strategically, can critically damage a target in a short time. It does not fire ammunition, though it does need to be recharged with carbon-rich minerals after a while. The Pulse Splitter fires projectile ammunition in quick bursts, allowing you to place a high volume of fire on a target in a much shorter span of time than other weapons. Each shot does less damage, but the capability to fire so many shots quickly can compensate for this. The Scatter Blaster is best used in enclosed spaces and at short range. It fires a burst of projectiles in a single shot, dealing high damage to nearby targets. It's good at dealing with multiple targets at once, and its fire rate and capacity can be upgraded as well. This is good for charging animals and heavier enemies that get up close. If you feel that your energy bolts and charged bullets just aren't sending the message, and maybe you really need to get through some really thick armor, then the plasma launcher might be the best weapon for the job. It launches plasma shells with an internal timer which, when they run down, trigger a massive explosion at the target location. It's less accurate, as projectiles may land a short distance from a target before exploding, though if your aim is good, you can get explosion on contact. For more accurate explosions, at closer range, the neutron cannon is probably a better choice. It can be charged, like the blaze javelin, or fired quickly for less damage. It also delivers its fire in a cone in front of the barrel, making it great for enclosed spaces like the scatter blaster. Projectiles are slower moving though, so be sure you time your shots correctly or stun your targets first. There are also several other pieces of technology which can alter the way these weapons function to make them more useful to wielders who prefer a different approach. Both the bolt caster and the pulse splitter can be upgraded so that if a projectile encounters a surface they can't damage, they'll ricochet off and potentially hit another target rather than being wasted. Clip size for the pulse splitter and bolt caster can be increased, as well as the accuracy of the bolt caster, reducing recoil. Damage and fire rate of several weapons can be increased with added technology modules, and in the case of the pulse splitter, its relatively longer reload time can be reduced. The P-field compressor is an impressive improvement to the neutron cannon, increasing the number of shots fired, increasing the speed of the projectiles, and decreasing the weapon's charge time for charged shots. And then, for a perfect combination of weapons, the voltaic amplifier will cause your weapons to deal more damage to stunned enemies, making your paralysis mortar much more handy in a fight. Beyond the new devices that can change the way your weapon functions, you'll find merchants on every station willing to sell you technology modules that will increase your tool's effectiveness in one way or another. Often you'll also come across modules embedded in other devices that can be extracted, or for those who often visit less reputable ports, pirated technology can give your weapon and tools a real boost as long as you don't let the authorities in patrolled systems look too closely at your gear. Technology upgrades for multi-tool technologies grant bonuses to various stats and functions. The quality of the upgrade is determined by the module's class, which, like other technology, begins with C tier at the lowest class through B, A, and S. Scanner upgrades can increase your scan radius, number of minerals visible on a scan, the amount of flora visible, and the number of creatures visible. S-class upgrades offer the highest bonuses to these values. Mining beam upgrades increase the speed at which you mine, your fuel efficiency, reduce heat buildup, and allow you to fire longer without overheating. Boltcaster upgrades increase damage dealt, reload time, fire rate, cooldown time, shots fired per burst, and number of projectiles fired per burst. Blaze javelin upgrades increase damage and reduce charge time. Pulse splitter upgrades increase damage, reload time, fire rate, and clip size. Scatter blaster upgrades increase damage, decrease reload time, increase fire rate, and clip size. They increase the number of projectiles per burst and reduce cooldown times. Neutron cannon upgrades increase damage, projectile speed, the number of projectiles fired, and charge speed. Plasma launcher upgrades increase damage, explosion radius, projectile velocity, and they can increase the number of times a projectile will bounce before exploding. And upgrades to the geology cannon increase damage, explosion radius, and projectile velocity. Each upgrade will increase one or more of these effects. Depending on the way you play, you'll want to select upgrades that best match your style. The new technologies that you can build and add to increase your tool's effectiveness are good to learn, though sometimes you'll want to prioritize one weapon or tool over others, and you only have so much space. Technology merchants who specialize in weapon tech offer a number of services beyond just selling upgrade modules. You can upgrade your weapon's class for a high price. This is useful if you find a weapon that you like and just isn't powerful enough when you obtain it. You can add tech slots to a weapon to add more spaces for upgrades, though weapons like pistols have much smaller inventories generally. You can break down a weapon for resources, recycle tech, and units. This is handy if you want to make space for new weapons in your collection. Vendors at stations also offer new tools located in nearby cases. These can be purchased or exchanged. Each station will offer a different selection, so you can go hunting for a weapon that really suits your style. There are other ways to obtain multi-tools as well. Weapon cases can be found on planetary outposts where they can be purchased. A space anomaly will also offer a weapon that can be obtained. Your hired armorer can offer new weapons once you've completed their main quests. And some entities will offer new weapons as rewards for quests or favorable interactions. There are also some special weapons that can be obtained only by completing certain actions and quests. Befriending the Autophage, a group of renegade Korvax who have made their envelopes from scavenged technology, will allow you to obtain 2 new types of weapons. By solving their puzzles, you'll gain access to a weapon case at their camps containing a Sentinel-style multi-tool. These tools have unique appearances and animations. If you follow the questline, you'll gain access to a special type of multi-tool that you can't obtain any other way. The Autophage carries staffs that function as multi-tool. These devices come equipped with unique technologies for interacting with Autophage, such as scanning devices to locate their camps and to reveal cloaked or hidden Autophage. These technologies can be equipped to conventional tools as well, and you'll need to use them in this way to locate and interact with them. Voltaic staffs are unique. They're highly capable combat weapons, as described above, and have relatively high scanning bonuses. They also must be crafted. Each staff has a head, a core, and a pole. You'll obtain low-class versions of these items by completing their quests, and must use the harmonic interface at their camps to combine the parts to create a usable staff. You can obtain better versions of each part by exchanging void motes at these interfaces. Using the interface, you can combine the parts. Void motes can be found in piles of harmonic scrap, though this is rare. They're more easily obtained by completing quests for autophage, by speaking to them directly, or breaking down specific technologies. If you have a staff equipped, it will always be visible in your hands, unlike other multi-tools. You can also obtain Atlantid multi-tools by completing quests at special monoliths inside Korvax systems. These tools are best used for mining and have high bonuses in these areas. You'll find many multi-tools in your journey, and unfortunately, you can't keep them all. If you like the way a particular tool looks, but its stats don't meet your needs, you can upgrade it, but given the multitude of types available, you'll inevitably need to make some difficult decisions. There are some options, however, for the collectors out there. You can carry a number of them with you at all times, and this is very handy if you're engaged in different activities, as you will no doubt be in your travels. You'll want to carefully curate each weapon to be most useful in a specific scenario, then you can switch back and forth as you need. Or you can, as I find I often do, is collect some cool looking ones, make them better, and hope for the best. It's an easy life. However, there's an even better option for the dedicated collector or lover of shiny things. You can build a multi-tool rack at your base which can archive up to 18 tools. These can be placed in storage and accessed at your weapon racks. In this way, you can keep a collection of tools and mementos from your many travels, and keep one or two handy for very specific tasks or mission types. Your multi-tool is your primary means of interacting with the world around you. Without one, you can't mine, gather, build, fight, or scan. You can't learn about the world around you, and you can't look intimidating in front of your enemies. And without a good one, you'll find yourself losing every battle, bringing home fewer resources, and probably getting shot or eaten to death very quickly. Many a corpse left behind on derelict ships has suffered for lack of a decent gun. You will, inevitably, end up in conflict with the Sentinels at least once or twice in your time as an explorer as well, and while their basic units don't pack too powerful a punch, they tend to bring backup, and sometimes that backup is taller than you and packing real heat. You can find a multi-tool that matches nearly any look you want to achieve as well. Besides maximum efficiency, you can swagger around with maximum style. So make sure you're well armed, stocked with ammo, and ready to fight. The Atlas needs you. So there you have it. We wouldn't amount to much without our multi-tools. We wouldn't even get off the ground. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate everyone who does, especially if you stick around to the end. If you liked the video, please hit like. And if you don't want Sentinels seeing right through your cloaking effect, hit subscribe. If you want to discuss the topic, or think I missed anything, let me know in the comments down below. Oh, and before you go, I want to give a shout out to my patrons who help support the channel. Our $10 patron is Washuki at the Artisan level. If you want to get your name in the credits, head on over and sign up. The Patreon link is in the description. You'll get access to an exclusive Discord and some exclusive art and stories that you can use or discuss and contribute to. And remember, don't let yourself get outgunned. Cram your multi-tool full of all the weapons you can find, just every one of them. Thank you all. Bye, Internet.